All right, guys, so today for our mini lesson, we are talking about making predictions and reading. And this is nothing new to you. We do this all the time, but we're going to go over it today. I will post the notes in Google Classroom so you can copy it down and you can keep it in the notes section of your binder. So here we go. Let's get started. So we've got predictions. It says, thoughts about what will happen in a text based on clues and pictures. So, what is the first thing I have you do every time we read a story? The first thing we do is we take a picture walk, and that is to give us just an idea about what our story is going to be about. So, we're going to practice today, just like we do all the time, making predictions before reading, during reading, and after reading. And I know that this looks small. Remember, I'm going to post it in Google Classroom so you'll be able to see it. So before reading, you look at the titles, the covers, the illustrations, and the text features. The text features are so important, you guys. All of those captions, pictures, subtitles, diagrams, all of that stuff is put in there to help you better understand the text. So do not ignore them. Go through and look at your story, any text that you're reading. Make sure that you look for all of those things just like you do when you're with me and use them to make predictions about what you're reading is going to be about. And then you're making predictions throughout. You are always thinking about what you're reading. So during the story, you continue to make predictions. So this paper says, pause and think about why events happen or what will happen next. So you are constantly, as you're reading, you're thinking as you're reading. So you might think, why did that event happen? In order to understand, you have got to stop and think and ask yourself these questions. Why did that happen and what might happen next? And then, of course, after reading, you are going to confirm and adjust your thinking. So you're either going to confirm, yes, what I predicted actually happened, or you're going to think, oh, you're going to adjust by thinking, oh, that's why this happened. Or, oh, I didn't. Sometimes we love stories because we couldn't see things happening. In nonfiction text, a lot of times it helps us to better understand something in science or social studies once we stop and think or confirm or adjust our predictions after reading. And then lastly, we of course have our thinking stems. So if you're talking with your partner or you're writing out your predictions, you can use these stems. It says, I predict that since blank, I think blank. So this is when you're really using those clues in your reading. Since the text says this, I think blank will happen. And then I think this will happen. I bet blank happens next. And always support your claim with because. Tell me why you think that. Or tell your partner, what makes you think that? Of course, you know, you guys, we have talked so much about text clues. We were detectives last week, and we talked about how we use the text clues, what's in the text, and we use our schema, our mental filing cabinet, what we already know, all of our background knowledge, and we put those things together to make inferences. And it's very, very similar with predictions. So predictions, we're kind of going through and guessing, taking an educated guess at what's going to happen, or maybe why something happened. And then we confirm or adjust our predictions at the end. Inferences are very similar, except for you're taking the text clues in your schema and you're putting it all together and making an inference. You're reading between the lines with inferences. So very, very similar, which again, there's a little hand lens there, magnifying glass, because you've got to really read your text clues to make good predictions. Not silly predictions, make good predictions. So again, I have this notes page printed for you. Y'all are going to take the notes just like you do when I'm in class, and then we'll put them in the notes section of your binder. And as you read your story today, I want you guys to stop and make predictions before you read by doing your picture walk like we always do, and make predictions during you read. And at the very end, whenever you finish tomorrow, you can confirm or adjust your predictions.